if you check this out, you will see that there is a created at and updated at field here. We want it to be automatically updated. So using the ORM configuration, we need to tell the user that this skill table has this joint table has a timestamp. How we tell it that you need to update the timestamps too. So if we go back to the skill, we will see that we need to update the timestamps too. Okay, then we're also going to tell it the name of the extra fields we have. Remember that in the table, let me just show you. By default, this user ID and skill ID are this ID field are the only fields that are being taken care of automatically by the ORM. You understand? Now we need to indicate also that there is a descriptions field, a URL field, and we've already used with timestamps to tell it about created and updated. That's what we just did by adding this. We just told it about these two fields that are there by default. We need to also mention any other extra fields that are involved. So we'll just come and also just mention that we have these two columns. So with pivot, so these two columns are called the pivot tables, the pivot columns. So we have a description, and then we have a URL. So we will just do it this way. So if I copy exactly this and go to the user right here where we're doing this, we can just fix it too. So this way we have told it that whenever you're retrieving the skill using the join table, also carry along these two columns, and also there's a timestamp that you have to take care of. So now we've sorted this out, we're good to go and test our product and see whether it can now add new skills. So if I refresh, I can now click on new skill. It's refreshing. To test our code, we actually have to log out and try and log in as a new user. I'll try to create a new user account while we watch the changes in our database. So the sign out is throwing error on auth controller line 1 to 5. So I will fix it on auth controller's auth line 1 to 5 must have made a little error there. 1 to 5. Okay, something that I put. Okay, I'm supposed to put this semicolon, and then make sure you don't make the same mistake too. Okay, and now we're good to go. So I'm gonna refresh, and if there's any error, okay, we're good to go on the sign in. Straight up, I'm going to sign up. We're in the sign up. I'm just going to say the first name is partner, and the second name is Jelly, and it's gonna be partner Jelly, and the password and the list of skills. This guy is good with football. He's also good with basketball, but he manages to be good with PHP too. So we'll see whether PHP will repeat or whether our first or create strategy will work. And then he does something else, which is like graphic design. Before I click submit, I want to take a look at the database. In our skills user, if we click on browse, we'll observe that there's nothing there yet. So if we look at the skills table instead, browse, we will see that there are several skills already listed. Okay, so PHP shouldn't repeat, although we are entering it in the form. We've entered PHP, shouldn't repeat. So if we click sign up, and just for a test, I'm gonna put PHP 2 in small letter. Let's see what will happen. So if I click sign up, and guess what, we run into an error, incorrect value. Let me fix this. Of course, we're doing a very stupid thing from our code, but look at what it says. It said insert into skill user. So it's inserting user ID as 9, as you can see, but when it comes to inserting the skill ID, it's dumping a whole lot of data here. And from our code, what we did was we got first of create. We're supposed to put the skill ID here, which we didn't and we forgot. Okay, so make sure you fix this, and then of course I will have to pause this video and go back. I will just go to this page and refill the form so as not to waste your time. Okay, so just go back and refill your own form. I'll refill this form. As you can see, a form remembers. I'll refill this form and make sure that it works out. Now we are good to go one more time. So we'll hit on the sign up and duplicate entry. We've already created this account, so we can just use a different email address. So I'll be back to that page again. I'll visit the page again, and then something else I can do is in the method that creates a new user, we can just use first or create our new trick to make sure that if this a user with this exact combination already exists, we should just redirect straight up. Okay, so there we are. We should try it one more time. So I'm not call this partner jelly, I'm going to call this Condoleezza. So I'm going to call this bean, so it's going to be Condoleezza bean. So this is the username. Then the password, I'm just going to choose a password, and we're going to choose a list and say football, say PHP, graphic design, and we can say judo. Okay, so we can now say sign up. So this time our sign up was successful, as you can see. So but then we're more interested in what really happened in the database. So let's take a quick look at the skills user database. So if I click on browse, you will see that it has created a joint table. So this user has a skill, this same user has his other skill, this same user has his other skill. So as you can see, it's putting the user IDs and the IDs of the skill, which means if we go to the skill, for instance, this skill is skill number 6. So if we go to this database and click on the skills, keep your eye here that we only have 6. So if I click browse, you see that new skills have been created, and the difference between this PHP and that PHP is probably space. There is space in front, so we should make sure that somewhere here we trim our text. Where is the skill name? Here we should trim this text to make sure that once there's a difference, that should be no extra space. Okay, so there's a PHP function for making sure that happens. Like I told you, the reason it created PHP twice was that this one has space in front of it. Okay, so we're going to make sure that all our text has space removed. So this PHP function is called trim. As you can see, it says this function returns a string with white space stripped from the beginning and the end of the string without the second parameter. Okay, so you can read it up, but then this is what we just want to make sure that it happens, so that next time if somebody creates a string, it should just make sure that it doesn't duplicate the issue. Alright, so we now have a very nice identical list of skills, and as you can see, these skills have IDs. So somebody has the skill with the ID of 6 from here, so user number 10 has a skill of 6, and so on. So we can have millions of users that have the skill of football. Okay, so we can just click on football and we'll see all the users that have the list. Okay, this is how they build hashtags in big sites like Twitter. So once a new hashtag comes, they create a tag for it, then they create like user tag or post tag, so that they can track each hashtag very well. Okay, so just practice this out and you'll start understanding how it really works. Alright, so see you in the next video, where we'll just continue to flesh out our application. We're almost there with our MVP. Once people can add skills and other people can contact people that have skills, then we're good to go.